Okay, Gilbert Gottfried is here. Gilbert is a comedian. You can see Gilbert Gottfried tomorrow night at 7 at Caroline's on Broadway in Manhattan. For tickets, go to carolines.com. There he is. Looks really good today.
Well, hello there.
Hello there, yeah.
I've been working out.
I don't know if you heard me talking while you were in the green room. Were you listening to the radio we were talking about?
Yes, I'm the greatest thing since fake bread.
Right,
yes.
Fake bread. I meant baked bread, but yes. That's not even right. Gary, you said you were talking to Gilbert off the air.
Yeah, we were just in there chatting. I was asking him how everything's going, and somehow Artie's name came up. I was talking to Greg from Caroline's was in there, but Gilbert at no point did he say, hey, how is Artie? Right. No, Gilbert, Gilbert, other way. You got to put it the other way.
Yeah.
That's where the microphone is.
Why did you switch your headphones?
Yeah,
just leave it
I don't know, because the wire was going.
Oh, okay. You seem like you're in a good mood. Are you high?
What's going on?
I wish.
Yeah.
But Gilbert's funny, because I even said to Gilbert, how are the kids? And he goes, the boy is okay, and the girl is okay. And I had to say, what are their names? He called them the boy and the girl.
Right. Do you know their names?
It's like generic.
Yeah. You're like you're like embarrassed that you have kids, right?
Yeah. Kid 1, kid 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but when we say you're awkward, it really is true.
Oh, yes.
You really are uncomfortable even being a dad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it weird when the kids call you daddy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you hate it.
Yeah, it's still a Twilight Zone episode that I'm waking up in.
Yeah, it's something like people say to me, isn't it weird to you that Gilbert had kids? I go, yeah, it just doesn't fit. Like, I never thought he would, have kids.
Yeah.
And yet you're doing it, so there's some humanity in you that, you know what I mean? You wanted a family. Or did your wife put pressure on you?
Yeah.
That was more pressure, right?
Yeah, I think it is like those Twilight Zone where someone wakes up and they go, Mr. President. And he goes, I'm the president? It's like,
yeah. How did you get a
yeah.
job? So if you were with a Sophie's Choice kind of situation, if you had to keep one, the girl or the boy, yes. Which one do you like better?
I've thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you have.
Now, what parent sits around thinking of that?
Yes.
Gilbert. Have you thought, do you know which one you like better?
Yeah, I can't decide.
Really?
So I hope the Nazis don't come tomorrow.
Right.
So I haven't made a decision.
Gary said when he was sitting there talking with you, you don't even ask how Artie is, right? You don't really care.
Yeah.
Do you care about Artie, or did you read about Artie?
Did you know what happened?
Yeah. Although people come up and ask me like I've got inside information. It's like,
well, you didn't call to find out.
But in other words, when you read something like that, do you get sad that Artie tried to hurt himself?
Whenever something like that happens, it's like hearing a new joke. It's like you feel like you want to be the first one to tell everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
So you go around announcing it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, hey, wait till you hear this one.
Yeah.
You're like a yenta.
Have you heard?
You're like a yenta, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Who did you call when you found
who did you tell?
Just anybody.
Anyone.
You just got the phone book out and started calling people.
Wow. He told his doorman in his building. That's Gilbert's best friend.
Stopping people on the street and telling them.
And do you have any questions you want to make a statement about Artie?
Okay.
All right. Do you want to say something? I don't know. I don't know how you feel. I know you enjoyed him. You talked to him off the air. You gave him advice on making he gave you advice.
No, he gave me advice.
On making your own comedy album.
Yes. See, what you got to do is record yourself. Maybe you can record 2 shows and pick what's best of the 2 shows. And then the jokes that work good, put those on the DVD, and the ones that don't work good, don't put those on the DVD.
That's the advice you
got.
You were probably more interested in, sort of how do you financially do this thing. But Artie's advice was more sort of...
How to do it.
How to do it. Yeah.
And then I remember it's like they started showing... Gilbert Gottfried dirty jokes on Showtime.
Right.
And he comes up to me after all this. He goes, hey, how did you get that to be shown on cable? And I just started cracking up. And he goes, you know what? Go fuck yourself.
You don't do well on one-on-one conversations.
No.
I mean, I've tried even off the air.
Horrible.
I've tried to have conversation with you. It's near impossible.
Oh, it's awful. It's awful to see Gilbert in any social situation.
Yeah, I ran into him once before he got married. He was with his girlfriend then, and I ran into them in the street.
He doesn't introduce anybody.
No, never told her. Never said this is my girlfriend. Didn't give her name. She just stood there, and I awkwardly looked at Gilbert and didn't have anything to say. Oh, Artie's on the phone. He wants to talk to you. This is important. Hi, Artie.
You're a dope.
Oh.
You're a douchebag. You're a jerk-off.
You're just going to laugh at him?
You fucking douchebag.
Is that it, Gilbert? You don't want to say how he is? You want to ask her?
Yes.
No. Yes.
You're showing your IQ now, man. Wow.
All right, thank you, Artie. No, but in other words, did you at some point say, I'm going to reach out to Artie or maybe write him a note or anything like that?
I'll send them a postcard.
Right.
Yeah.
So you don't get touched by any of this, right?
It never occurred to you that maybe you wanted to talk to him or contact his family. Nothing like that occurred to you.
You know, they say it was hard to laugh after 9/11. People tell me you laughed right through 9/11.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You never lost. You didn't care. Nothing touches you. Does anything touch you? No. Now, I know one thing that must touch you. This late night. You're into the business. You're into show business.
Yes.
Now you're coming to life.
This late night war thing.
What is going on with this whole late night war thing? NBC really blew it, right?
I think NBC, for the next couple of years, late night should just be like I Love Lucy reruns.
No more live shows.
Oh, I think they've screwed up that whole section.
Look at this.
Even Leno going back to 11:35.
Oh, I think this looks like disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You watch these shows? You have a TV, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And you watch these shows.
An old black and white Philco.
The poor wife of yours.
He tells the
With
truth.
the rabbit ears.
How is marriage going, though? Are you still in love?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. You're in love with your wife. And you like having a family? You like having these kids? And
from time to time.
Yeah. What do you do most of the day when you're not working? Do you just... What do you...
Try to avoid being in the house.
Do you interact with the children?
Sometimes.
Yeah. What do you
How does that go?
What do you enjoy doing with them? Because they're older now, right? How old are they?
Okay. Child one.
Yeah.
Is over 2.5.
That's the girl.
Yes.
Okay.
Child 2 is 8 months.
8 months.
Yes.
Have you incorporated them into your comedy act?
Oh, God, I hate that.
You know, like, are you like Bill Cosby now, or do you...
I hate these comics who, like, start doing, like, jokes. Oh, and the kid said this and this.
Right. You keep that out of your act.
Yeah,
you act like you're a bachelor in your act.
I'm okay with the old-time comics who'd go, my wife is so fat that...
Right.
That's the extent of the family.
That's it.
So do you incorporate your wife into your material?
Oh, no.
You don't like a lot of these comedians.
Yeah.
You don't hang out with comedians.
Oh, I hate old comedians.
You hate all comedians?
Yes. I could talk to them off stage. I just won't watch them.
You won't watch other comedians?
Why not?
What happens when you go to these roasts, like the Friars roast? Are you disgusted even just listening to them?
Yeah, because you got to watch them then.
Yeah, I mean, there's no one you like?
I always feel like watching a comic is like going to work on my day off.
Right. But you think that maybe you could learn something?
Yeah. No, it's too late for me.
It's too late to learn.
Yeah.
You've learned everything you're going to learn. In a sense, you're a total original because you don't like listening to other people.
Yeah.
Right.
So I can't really steal.
Was there anyone you used to admire when you were coming up that inspired you to be a comedian?
Oh, yeah. Scoey Mitchell.
He was a big comedian. No, I mean, were there comedians that clearly at one point you said, I want to be a comedian because
you must have seen somebody you
Yeah,
like.
I used to watch, like, all the comedians on TV.
Who did you like?
Yeah. Let's see.
Jackie Leonard? See, you laugh at everyone.
Yeah, see, I want to tell you.
Who did you like, Georgie Jessel?
Oh,
The Toastmaster General?
But, you know, at Goldwyn's funeral, there were mobs of people there at Samuel Goldwyn's funeral, which proves that the audience will show up if you give them what they want.
So it seems to me you have disdain for comedy. Like you don't even enjoy any of these comics. Yeah, it's funny that this is your chosen profession. You know, usually there's someone you admire.
Right. You know, look at Robin Williams. Robin Williams loves other comedians.
Yeah, loves them.
Just loves them. I can't stop talking
You don't even like Robin Williams, right? Does he annoy you? You wouldn't watch a Robin Williams special.
I can't watch comics.
Can't do it. So when you go to these comedy clubs, you'll hang out with them backstage?
Oh, yeah.
And they will discuss...
If I know them, yeah.
Who do you talk to back there? I mean, who are some of your friends in comedy? You talk to who? Dave Attell?
Do you know him?
Do you know him? Is there any comedian you've spoken to recently?
Do you know?
I don't know if I have anybody in show business that I'm actually, like, friends with.
Let me ask you something.
Do you have friends? You have friends outside of show business.
I don't even know that. I guess I do.
Does your wife have friends?
Yes.
Yeah. And did she ever say, Gilbert, honey, let's go out with another couple?
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Can you imagine Gilbert with another couple?
Do you ever like any of the husbands? Like you show up for the dinner.
Yeah.
I suppose you go out to a restaurant.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's a wife and a husband. And let's say the guy has a regular job. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're miserable the whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you talk about? Nothing.
I don't know.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Do you actually add to the conversation or do you just sit there?
Sometimes I'll try to force myself to add, not because I'm interested, but because I feel like, well, I've been quiet this whole time.
Do you talk politics?
Oh, yeah, because I know so much about it.
No, but is it because you have disdain for, like, people who are, like, do you feel they're beneath you, these husbands? I mean, they share in common with you that you both have young children, you're raising families. There could be common ground. Maybe you could bond with some of these guys and not feel so alone, and, you know. But it never occurs to you to try to reach out to them, right?
No.
It's a lonely life.
Yeah.
I mean, do you call? There are guys you call on the phone or get together with on your own?
Every now and then there's some people I know who I'll call, but,
Colin Quinn or something?
Yeah.
So you laugh at that. Yeah. Why not call Colin Quinn?
Yeah, maybe we should call him now.
You know, I found even recently, I used to be more like you in the sense that I wouldn't even call radio guys.
Yeah.
Like, they were all my enemy, blah, blah, blah. And now, I've made a few friends, guys who are in radio, and I enjoy it because we can talk about the radio. I never talked to anyone about the radio before, and it's interesting for me to hear their take on it. And I'm wondering if maybe you opened yourself up a little bit. It would be fun for you.
You know who used to call me? I wouldn't call him, but he'd call me every now and then, and he wound up shooting himself.
Who was that?
That was
Richard Jennings?
Rich Jennings.
Oh, no.
Do you feel...
So maybe talking to me.
Did Richard Jennings speak? Like, he would call you regularly?
Yeah, I would get it usually in the evening.
Wow.
And I would pick up the phone, and I'd hear, Bert. Hey, Bert.
Bert?
Yeah.
Gilbert?
Yeah, instead of Gilbert.
Oh, he's trying to be familiar with you.
Yeah. Hey, Bert.
Yeah.
And then he would like start talking, and after a while he'd start rambling on, and I think it's because the ambience started kicking in.
Did he open up to you and say he was depressed or he was down?
No.
Never. You're not that kind of guy.
Yeah.
You don't go to you with that. Right, you're not that sympathetic.
I think he basically would call people just to kill time until pills kicked in.
But did you enjoy the conversations with him?
Yeah,
you
sure.
did. So were you sad when you heard the news that he killed himself?
Also, I was so happy to have something to talk about.
Right. Yes. See, I'm telling you, he doesn't get affected. Do you think you block yourself off emotionally so you won't get hurt by people? In other words, if you remain cold and unaffected by others, you could never get hurt.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll save that for that William Shatner show.
But you never wrote...
The Raw Nerve.
The Raw Nerve.
Are you watching
You watch that? You like that show? Did it ever occur to you to write Richard Jeni's family a note and say, listen, I knew Richard and I just want to express my condolences?
Oddly enough.
Oh.
I didn't actually.
I think just no.
Right. But you thought about maybe doing it.
I don't think I ever called, but there's a store downstairs next to my apartment building that I went in once just because I asked them if they could take a package for me.
Right.
It was being delivered. And it turns out that his mother works in that store.
Uh-huh.
And?
Yeah. So we said hi.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
You never said, I'm sorry about your son? You didn't say anything like that?
Yeah.
Oh, you did say it?
No, I didn't say I'm sorry.
No.
We talked about him, though.
Yeah, you said you knew him.
Yeah.
Oh.
I asked questions.
So you did. And you had a nice conversation with her.
Oh, yes.
Was it emotional? Did she cry? Did she open up to you?
No.
No, that would have been hard for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because then if someone would start crying, then I'd have to go, oh, Jesus, look at the time.
Someone told me you asked his mother if you could have permission to use Richard's act. And then you told her that he owed you $45 and you want it now. Or you'd break both her legs.
Yeah.
Right.
Look, I know this is a bad time to ask, but he did owe me some money.
So do you feel better about yourself, or do you still feel ugly inside? Now with the family and having kids.
As opposed to just outside.
Right. Do you feel
inside
good? Well, Gilbert, this is exciting. Now, people told me when you heard the news about Artie, in all seriousness, that you tried to get his canceled gigs. Is that true? That's what I heard about.
Yes, I called and said, I'll work for a lot cheaper.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's it sounds pretty dismal.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it sounds awful. It's horrible.
I'm really shocked that, there's so little caring, except that Artie gave him something to call people about.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Well, the same with Richard Jeni or anybody else.
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry for you.
Yes.
What do you do? Do you get actively involved when your kids cry, or serious? Be serious with me.
Yes. Okay.
The kids are crying in the house, and your wife is, I don't know, on the phone or something.
Oh, yes.
Do you try to quiet them down? Or
yeah, and it's impossible.
Yeah.
They don't get comforted by your attention?
Yeah, I basically find the whole meaning to that Perry Como song.
What is that?
Oh, it's impossible.
Did you?
Yeah.
Do you?
Because it's impossible to tell a baby not to cry.
Do you do any activities with the kids? Or, have you said to your wife, look, I'll make money, I'm doing my best I can, but I'm really not a hands-on guy. I mean, have you had that sit down with her? Or
no.
No. You try to interact with the kids.
Yes. Do you actually get left with the kids on your own every once in a while?
On rare occasions.
Yeah.
You got some help in that house?
Yeah.
I think your wife knows not to leave you with the kids. Are there activities that you specifically enjoy with them?
Oh, one time, I remember I got up, and I think I went to the bank or something.
Yeah. And
she calls up and goes, so where are you now? And I said, I went to the bank, and then I got a cup of coffee. And she goes, the kids are at home.
Right.
And I didn't realize that. I forgot all about the fact that they were there.
You left them?
Yeah. Climbing out the window or something.
I mean, you left?
Yes.
You left?
Yeah. I just walked out. I figured I need to go to the bank, and I want a cup of coffee.
And you forgot that you were there to watch the kids?
Yes.
She wasn't home. Holy mackerel. Call child services.
Yeah.
Do you ever carry your kids on your shoulders or anything?
I wouldn't be able to.
No, they're too heavy for you.
Yeah. I would not be able. I'm amazed at these guys who do that.
Would you ever, get on all fours and pretend to be a horsey and let the kids ride you? I mean, seriously,
I was wondering where you were going with that.
Would you ever do Would you ever get on all fours and pull your pants down and let a man enter you? No, but would you ever do anything fun, like roll around on the floor with the kids or do something fun like that?
I try to, and then it's also, now it seems like that thing of it's like some new audience that you're trying to win over.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah, it's hard for you to give, isn't it? Yeah. It's hard for you to give anything,
Yeah.
You didn't get a lot, why should they? You didn't get any love, why should they have love? Do you tell the kids you love them?
Do you talk baby talk?
No. What? No.
No, right. No, but do you ever, like... You going to vomit or what?
Yeah, what's wrong with you? Sound like you're dying.
Yeah, you all right, man?
Yes.
All right.
So I sound healthier than ever.
Will you ever take your kids on a vacation with you? Would you ever go to, like, Disney
World?
with them?
Let's see, where were we? What, we ever had? No, never to Disney. I think we were on one vacation once.
Where did you go?
I don't remember.
No.
We were in Florida.
You don't even know?
Yes.
Yeah. We took the kids to a cemetery.
Yeah.
There's a Jewish cemetery.
Yeah. And we put some pebbles on the tombstone. And then
Those things are funny to you, right? People are grieving and they do these rituals.
We bought a cheap box of assorted cookies.
Right.
Then put pebbles on the tombstone.
What do the kids call you? Do they call you Dad or Daddy?
Yeah, Mr. Gottfried.
No,
yes, actually.
Yeah. It sounds sad. It sounds like you're almost like you think of them as dirty.
You know,
and you can't touch them.
has your wife signed them up for psychiatry?
So have you gone to the school to see them? Did they have a little preschool kind of thing, situation?
Oh, yes.
Have you gone to visit them?
Yeah, I've actually gone there.
Yeah, do they have anything like a Daddy Day where Daddy showed up? And
actually, yesterday.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Daddy Tuesday.
Yeah, Daddy Tuesday.
Daddy Tuesday.
Yeah.
So
that's my pimp name, Daddy Tuesday.
Is that where the dads go to the class? They go to the class for the day, and you get to see what your child does and participate in what the child does.
Richard Roundtree is Daddy Tuesday.
Yeah. Do you?
Ron O'Neill is Daddy Tuesday.
But do you participate?
Yeah.
Like, in other words, what was the day like? The teacher comes out.
I took her into the school, and then there was some, like, extra room there, like an empty room. So I think she's got my personality, that she went in there by herself, and then she grabbed me.
Right.
And then the two of us were sitting by ourselves.
You weren't with the other dads?
Yeah, for, like, the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. Do you think she's embarrassed that you're her dad? Like,
yeah.
She sees physically that you're not like the other dads? Is that the problem?
I wouldn't
So she brought
be
you into a
surprised.
separate room? It's horrible. No, but you do activities, right? Like when you're in the classroom with the dads, the teacher says, now we're going to play with clay. Do you get out and play with the clay and make things, or do you just sit there like you're too good for the play?
Yeah, that I can do.
You'll do that.
I know how to play with clay.
Did you speak with the other dads? Did you ask them, or did you act like a snob?
No, I played with the clay.
But a lot of them probably said, hey, there's Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Someone told me you were playing with the clay and you made a swastika. Is that true? And the teacher threw you out of the class. Did it give you the heebie-jeebies to be in the classroom? Because you dropped out of school. You hate any kind of...
One time I was at some event and I was playing with clay, and it was a kids' event, naturally, and I started making a big penis out of the clay.
That's good. That's so appropriate.
I started swinging it back and forth.
Oh, stop it.
I did.
Why would you do that and embarrass children?
Yeah,
I mean, really? Are you a pedophile? When you made the big penis, did you talk in a black voice with some of the kids?
Well, hello there, children. Do you want to see my penis?
Wow.
Yeah.
What a disaster.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a terrible father. Right? Do you think you're a bad father? Or do you think you're a good father?
We'll see when they grow up.
Are you in therapy so you'll learn how to communicate with the kids? Okay. All right.
What do you think?
Well, I think not. I think this guy's gone, man. You're on a whole nother level. Do you want to stay and do the news with us?
All right. Gee, it's such a busy day today.
See Gilbert Gottfried tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at Caroline's on Broadway in Manhattan. For tickets, go to carolines.com. Fred, do I need a break? Or
we do.
All right, we're going to take a break, Robin. That'll give you a chance to prepare.
Oh, and Gilbert Gottfried Dirty Jokes on GilbertGottfried.com.
Why didn't you write that in the plug?
Yes, write it down now.
Okay. We'll be back right after these words with more Gilbert Gottfried. Wow.
No.
That's pretty incredible that Gilbert actually left the apartment with the kids in it, and he forgot. Carrie's like, you didn't really do that, did you?
And he said...
Oh, yes. I go, did your wife yell at you? He goes, oh yes. I yelled at. It's weird how you become a little kid again, you know?
Yes.
You get yelled at by people. It's 2010.
What happened to your life?
How was New Year's for you, Gilbert? I bet it was great.
What a party.
How did you ring in the New Year?
No, I stayed home.
You stayed home?
Yeah,
I can't believe that. I pictured
you and the wife? And
Yeah, you pictured me as a real party animal.
Yeah. It's 2000. I imagine everyone wants Gilbert at their party.
Yes.
It's 2010, and here's a good New Year's resolution for you. Take a few steps to protect your identity. After all, you've done a lot of holiday shopping, and now it's a great time to find out if anyone got hold of your credit card numbers or other personal information, and that's where Identity Guard comes in. Right now, go to IdentityGuard.com and get an identity checkup. In just a few clicks, you can find out if anything fishy is going on and what you can do to protect yourself. Identity Guard keeps track of things for you, your credit cards, bank accounts, credit reports, and they let you know about changes. If something bad happens, Identity Guard Total Protection offers $1 million loss reimbursement insurance. Identity Guard has a special offer for Stern Show listeners. Go to IdentityGuard.com/100 and check it out. Important. That's IdentityGuard.com/100. You'll do that.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Identity Guard, making it okay to trust again.
From the Today Show.
But medication definitely, in most people, diagnosed is indicated and helpful.
Dr. Janet Taylor, Jennifer Kretzky, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Howard Stern Show.
Hey, how you doing, pal?
Good.
What's the Pizza Supreme?
Sausage, pepperoni, mushroom, peppers, onions, and anchovy.
Oh, that sounds delicious. I will take it.
Your name?
Oh, but hold the pepperoni.
Yeah.
And hold the onions.
And no onion?
Right. And hold the anchovies.
So you want sausage?
Oh, no. No sausage, please.
So you want mushroom and pepper?
Oh, no. No mushrooms and no peppers.
You tell me you want a pizza with everything, then you tell me no pepperoni, no onion, no anchovy, no sausage.
That's right.
So you want a large regular pie?
Yes, but hold the cheese, hold the sauce, and hold the crust on that pie.
Do me a favor? Go fuck yourself.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, I'd like to make an order for pickup.
Okay, what do you need?
I'd like to get a chicken parm hero. Hold the chicken and hold the sauce.
Okay, your mother's holding my cock.
But, Sonny, what kind of language is that to tell an old lady?
Stop wasting my time, you asshole.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I'd like to make an order, please.
What do you need?
Hold on. Tony, what do you want?
Hey, Becky, give me a baked ziti.
I need one baked ziti.
Yeah.
Hold the ziti.
Hold the ziti.
Here's your old friend Joey Ramone.
Yes.
Hours ago. You're not into music, right? It doesn't move you. You never danced there. No.
I once worked with Ramones.
The Ramones, I know you
Yes,
did.
yeah.
You had no personal connection with them, though.
No.
Yeah. Didn't hang with them.
But when Joey died, I had something to talk about.
Right, you told everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. Gilbert's going to join us for the news. And also, someone is observing Robin. There was a big article being written about Robin. Again, Robin's triumphs are many. In her latest triumph, she is being covered by... Let me see if you have a microphone. What magazine are you with?
It's American Way magazine. It's the American Airlines magazine.
That is the biggest magazine, Robin. You should be very honored.
I have a subscription to that. Yes.
Are you a full-time reporter for this magazine, or do you just work freelance?
This is a freelance assignment.
Yeah, I can't imagine they have any reporters that work for them full-time, right? It's American Way magazine.
Not that I know.
Right. Well,
sometimes I get on planes just to read that magazine.
That's what I do.
Yeah. I can't wait when the next issue comes out.
I get it sometimes at home. I throw in the garbage.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, Robin, is this a cover story?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Is it a cover story? Do you know?
They actually haven't told me that yet, Howard.
What other magazines do you write for?
I actually I'm a sports journalist by my day job.
I see.
So.
Yeah. By the way, Robin said Sully is no hero. Put that in there.
Did he work for American Airlines?
I mean, he worked for American Airlines.
He worked for an airline.
That's right. That should go over big in the article, quite
She
frankly.
said he's an old fag. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's
Gilbert,
true.
don't help.
I'm just saying it's what Robin
Robin, you
thinks.
shouldn't say that. So have you interviewed Robin yet?
No, not yet.
All right. In other words, this part of the project is you suggested perhaps staring at her working would give you some insight into the job?
Absolutely.
Right. And perhaps you'll see some personal interaction between myself and Robin or Gilbert or something like that, and then you'll write about it.
Well, you can tell there's nothing personal with Gilbert.
So are you a fan of Robin's? Do you plan on, or are you taking a critical eye of Robin?
I've been a listener since I was in high school.
Oh, this is good.
So this is a treat to be
Are you
here
one of those people that feels Robin is more of the show than I am?
No, I think it's an ensemble.
Ensemble show. Okay, all right. And what intrigues you most about Robin? What are you going to focus on in the interview?
Well, you guys have been together a long time, and to explore the chemistry and what's kept her with you for so long.
Wow. Well, this is going to be some article, Gilbert.
Robin thinks that the September 11th hijacking was a good idea.
Right.
Yes.
You can write that.
Very
good,
good,
when are you
Gilbert.
going to interview? When is the one-on-one interview going to occur?
Hopefully later today.
Yeah. Are you going to insist on doing it at her apartment?
No, wherever Robin likes to do the interview is fine.
Right.
That's Popeye's chicken.
I am.
You're married?
Yeah.
So you're not going to come on to Robin?
No, that would probably get me in some serious trouble.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Right.
Gilbert says the interview will take place at Popeye's Chicken.
Yes.
You're referring to the fact that Robin is black and that you're making
And
a
he doesn't
stereotype.
realize I'm a vegan.
Right. Did you know that Robin was a vegan? Or you don't
No,
think?
I didn't know this.
She's told you before, but you don't realize.
Who
Why
listens?
would he keep that in his
Yeah,
mind?
she also told me she was going to commit suicide. I stopped paying attention.
Do you you got bored with that?
Yes.
Right. Will you reference Robin's big breasts?
Probably not.
No, even in describing her.
What about her hairy pussy?
Oh, my God, Gilbert. What's wrong with you?
You know Robin shaves her whole vagina.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you shave your entire vagina?
It's true, you do. Right?
Not even like a strip or a Hitler mustache?
My vagina looks like you.
Yuck.
You mean black?
If you want a visual.
Black with stubble?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be something. How long do you plan on interviewing her for?
Maybe an hour or so if she has the time.
Wow.
In the magazine, will there be a picture of me and Robin's vagina and see if people can tell?
Separate it first.
That's a good idea. That should be fun.
You'll do a little contest?
Yeah. So who else have you written articles about? Is this your first one-on-one profile?
No, but mostly athletes.
Yeah, anybody that we know?
More college athletes, not really so much professionals, so...
Will you dig deep into her personal life at all? There's a guy in her life we know, but she's so embarrassed to talk about her relationship.
Listen to this.
Will you pry into that at all or try to get some insight into that?
I would probably ask the question if she's dating, but beyond that, I don't want to make her uncomfortable.
So, she can't even answer that. She
Why
gets
couldn't I
flustered.
answer that?
Well, I've asked you if that guy's your boyfriend, and you can't answer it.
No, he could ask me if I'm dating. Of course I'm dating.
So you're dating that guy, but you won't answer
I'm
that.
dating.
You're dating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you ask her about that comedian she went out with whose name I don't remember?
Gilbert wants to read
don't
about
remember.
that. No.
Yeah. Who was that guy who did the crank calls?
But you got to keep it pretty clean for American Ways of a magazine, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't mention that she admitted on the air that she masturbates with meat and vegetables.
I started jotting down notes, and I figured I should probably leave that out.
Why are you helping me?
I'm just asking if he can go that far. I would read this article.
Just before he came in, I told Howard that you were going to be sitting here, and he said, well, I'll make sure to embarrass you.
So you would say analingus instead of ass fucking in the American Way magazine.
The way I understand the way you get paid by American Way magazine is that they pay you per word. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe so.
That's amazing, huh?
Yeah.
So, in other words, they hire you by the word. They say to you, we need a 500-word article on Robin, and you'll get paid $1 a word or something. Right. That's how it works.
Right.
It's a shitty way to work. It really is. Right?
Well, you'd never want to edit the article.
No, you'd want to write a long article.
Leave extra words in.
Yeah, I wouldn't even use contractions. I would use do not don't.
If I was writing it, I'd all of a sudden say, chair, table.
I predict my article would be War and Peace.
Yes.
It'd be like 7,000 pages.
I'd open a dictionary and just write one word after another.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a great interview. Wish I could be there for it. You know what you ought to do? Tape the interview, and we'll air it as a special on Howard 101. I'm serious. Do it on mic.
I could check with the editors.
Check with the editors if they wouldn't mind, and we'll plug American Ways magazine. I mean, I would love to hear Robin's interview as a special on Howard 101. I love learning about Robin. I do.
You know everything already.
Yeah. It's unreal. What's your first question to Robin? Do you know already?
I haven't decided that one yet.
Do you have something in mind?
Let me see here.
Go ahead. Let me hear it.
Will it be formal, or will this sort of be a casual thing? We'll just be talking and you'll be interviewing.
No. He's got an agenda. Go ahead.
No, my first thing, honestly, was I was curious about you guys have to be up so early, and what's her normal routine? What time does she get up in the morning?
See, I thought it was airline related. Like, what do you do? Like, I would love to know, because it's an airline magazine, right?
Right, but it's
but they don't talk about being on an airplane in the magazine.
But I would say, like, how do you shit on the plane? Like if you're going on a... Yeah, like, I mean, let's say Robin's on the plane and she has to take a shit. And she's so demure. What does she do? You know what I mean? I mean, I would ask airline questions also. Because
and when she goes into the airport bathrooms, are they counting how long she's in there?
No, but seriously, Robin.
No, I mean, that's not a piss.
What do you do if you have to...
I would never do that.
You have to take a shit.
I only had to do that once because I was having an abdominal problem.
Right.
Oh, shut up, Gilbert, like you never had that.
Go ahead. Believe me, Gilbert gets menstrual cramps.
But being a vegan, do you shit more or less?
Oh, my God.
More.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Vegetables make you
all the roughage.
But you were saying you were on the plane one time.
And I had an abdominal problem. And so the plane hadn't even taken off. I had to get out of my seat and say, you must let me into the restroom or there's going to be a problem on this whole flight.
In other words, the flight hadn't taken off.
No.
And you were excused, you were allowed to go out onto the tarmac and walk off the plane and go take a shit in the main terminal? Wow. Now, there's a lead. I mean, I'm no right. Where'd you go to journalism school?
Columbia.
Columbia? Oh, you're top notch.
Oh,
now, did the whole plane hear you go?
I was in the airport. The whole airport heard it.
Wow. The whole airport heard it. You went to Columbia. Oh, you must be a smart dude. What'd you get on... Gilbert's still shitting.
Actually, it didn't sound like that because it was urgent.
What did you get on your SATs?
I think 1460.
Nice. How old a guy are you?
31.
31. Look at you, smart guy. Columbia, huh? What, Columbia Graduate School?
Yeah.
Look at you. Where'd you go undergrad?
University of Pennsylvania.
Son of a bitch, University of Pennsylvania.
You should be writing science articles.
And you're writing an article on Robin?
I was terrible at science, Robin.
You're one smart dude. Where'd you go to high school?
I went to a small school in Manhattan.
Oh, no kidding. What, fancy rich school, right?
No, small Catholic school.
Oh, look at you. Man, you are bright. You're the hope. You're the future, man. U of P and Columbia.
You realize if this article fails, you'll be interviewing me.
Yeah. You know what kills me? This guy went to University of Pennsylvania, which is a hard school to get in.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
With top-notch Ivy League Columbia. And now he's writing American Airways.
It's a good assignment. It's a treat to come in here and meet you guys.
Can you make a good living being a freelance reporter? Or is it?
Well, I have a day job that I'm on staff. So.
What do you do?
A grocery.
I do sports journalism.
Where?
ESPN.
Oh, yeah? They pay you decent?
Yeah.
I mean, you should be making decent money. You're a smart guy.
No, I do well.
You should be at the New York Times with your credentials.
Well, they're going under. I want to be there.
Look at this guy's pedigree.
Maybe you want to be someplace where people have some stability.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how to write the article, but ask her some flying questions. First of all, she flies to Miami, I think, to get laid. So she flies to get laid.
Oh, that's hysterical.
So
ask her if
the weather has nothing to do with it.
Say to her, do you fly to get laid? That's what I want to know in this
Ask
article.
her what vegetables give her gas.
Right.
Yeah.
That's for Gilbert's magazine.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, that's some interview. Well, I wish you... Listen, you know what? Robin's a terrific interview. You're going to have to work to open her up. Sometimes she's a little guarded. But, you know, you really got to get in there and ask the tough questions.
Not nearly as guarded as Gilbert. We've learned so much about him over the years. The greatest interviewer in the world can't crack that nut.
Right. Well, listen, it sounds like you're certainly qualified. I approve.
Thank you.
I mean,
Thanks for having me.
Your parents must love you. I mean, you must have been the perfect student.
No, no science for me. I could never write about science. Math and science, no good.
Right.
So,
well, I wonder if Robin ever had sex on a plane. That's another question she had. Or did she ever tickle her vagina under the airline blanket? You like that question?
Yes,
Gilbert will read this article.
That one, yeah. Now I'll read it.
Well, anyway, good luck.
Thank you.
She's not an easy nut to crack. But once you crack her open, boy, she'll get going.
Now, you were on the plane when you had to shit.
Oh, shut up. You're not the interviewer.
I'll give you an airline. This is for American Airways. I'll give you an airline question if you don't mind me suggesting one. Robin, where are you going, Robin? Get back here.
All the talk about shitting.
No. One of the things about Robin I do know, and this is airline related. All right. One of the things I know about you, and this is airline related, is that Robin will occasionally bring a vibrator with her when she goes on the plane. Now, in other words, she packs...
You don't know
Hold it. You told me this. You told me that sometimes...
Crazy. I never pack a
You've
vibrator.
never packed a vibrator?
No.
How do you get a vibrator through airline security?
I don't take vibrators when I travel.
Do you tell them it's for your back?
All right. Anyway, good luck. What is your name again?
Kieran.
Kieran? Well, I'm going to keep my eye on you. I see big things for this guy. University of Pennsylvania in Columbia. That's impressive. Good for you. I mean, I was a big dummy. Where did you go,
Gilbert? You didn't go anywhere.
Gilbert didn't even graduate high school.
Yeah.
It's like a retard.
Not like a retard.
You're not fit to shine this guy's shoes. He's got academic credentials, for Christ's sake. You have nothing. Wow.
Oh, my goodness. I imagine this is the kind of student Gilbert was.
Oh, yes.
No, Gilbert wasn't laughing in high school. People were beating him up.
Yes.
Trust me, there was no joke going on there.
All the colleges were fighting over me.
Go ahead, Jacob, and then we got to get right to news with Steve Langford.
Hey,
yes.
Howard. Suppose Artie doesn't decide to come back to the show. I want to nominate Gilbert for that spot. I think he'd be great.
Gilbert, a lot of people think you have ulterior motives being here today. You're trying to wrestle Artie's job. Is that true?
Just because it happened like 5 minutes after he stabbed himself.
You're right in here. Gilbert was right on the phone.
Absolutely. I want to come in.
Excuse me, I need to come in.
Haven't been in a while, Gare.
Yeah, it's time for me.
Gee, I really miss doing the show. Did he hit any vital organs? I'm just asking.
See Gilbert Gottfried tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at Caroline's on Broadway in Manhattan. For tickets, go to carolines.com. And no, I know that Gilbert's first call when this news was out was to Page 6, and then he called us.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Gilbert Gottfried dirty jokes on gilbertgottfried.com.
Yes. You don't care. You're going to get that plug in.
Yeah, I'm going to get that plug in no matter what.
All right.
Could you print that in American way somewhere? Sneak it in.
Kieran and I'm going to get off your back now, and I'm going to get over on the show and enjoy watching Robin. And will you take notes on what Robin is doing during the show?
Maybe a few.
Maybe a few? Let me see what she's doing. Do you notice what she's doing?
Are you observing me?
What have you noticed so far?
Yeah.
Not it. She has those bangs are always in her eyes. And she shifts them back and forth, like Jennifer Aniston. I'm telling you. That's what I noticed. And she's busy working. If you notice, she's not only having dialogue with me, but she's working at the same time. And that's impressive. Let me point that out to you. And that's what I observe. And notice those glasses. Professional. And yet, still sexy. You know, she doesn't lose her femininity in the workplace.
Even when she's in the John at the airport.
That's right. All right, let's get to
fixated.
Pushing a log.
You have to forgive Gilbert.
Here's Steve Langford, who's got some important news from Howard 100 Newsroom. All right.
Once again, the national consensus playing catch-up to how Howard called the Jay Leno disaster months ago. The New York Times op-ed page running a sub-headline today asking the worst mistake in TV history. This reminding us of Stern's dead-on call early last year about the impending Leno fiasco. And Times columnist Maureen Dowd pointing the finger at NBC blunder child Jeff Zucker, quoting another network honcho who says, "You'd have to tell me who else has taken a once great network and literally destroyed it."
All right. What else do you have there?
Also, the numbers just in from last night. You would think that Conan O'Brien would have huge numbers.
Absolutely.
Given that, he made a statement.
Yes.
And guess what?
What?
Sadly, the Tonight Show
Go ahead.
doing a 2-8 last night.
Wow. You know what
Letterman,
you sound like Gilbert's father when he used to read Gilbert's report card. Go ahead.
So, Conan does a 2-8 last night.
Go ahead.
Letterman, 3-8.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
So it is disastrous that people have tuned out Conan.
Last
and they
night
don't even care when there's a controversy to tune in.
Right.
Do you think it's because they took away all of his thunder taking over the Tonight Show because when they put Jay on at 10 o'clock, they concentrated on Jay and not Conan?
Well, that led up to it. But
I see.
It defies explanation, in a sense, why he would do so badly
How do you
last night.
explain that, John? Here he is. He's probably he's on the front page of every newspaper, and it's still, his ratings didn't go up.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought they'd have a little bit better of an uptick. But since that Letterman stuff went down, that almost cemented him as what you want to watch at 11:30. But you figured his numbers would move somewhat. But I think he'll be out maybe by the end of the week if this keeps up.
Wow.
But neither one of them has Jay Leno's former numbers.
That is true. That's right. Letterman didn't really go up from all of this. Gilbert, wake up.
Yes.
Steve, go ahead.
No, it seems like this is the best thing to ever happen to Letterman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, now you know why I keep my mouth shut.
Please, don't say anything. Will Leno
Can
regain...
we talk about Robin's bowel movements again, please?
That's the only thing.
Yes, that's the only thing I know about.
Based on this conversation, you're not replacing Artie. How's that? Will Leno regain his old rating?
But can I get the Tonight Show?
Not a chance.
Yes.
No, he will not.
No.
You say no.
He's been exposed.
John, is that true?
I disagree. When he comes back, people are going to be watching, just like when the primetime thing started.
I wasn't listening.
Leno.
Oh, okay.
The question is, can he hold? The question is, can he hold those ratings? And
I see.
I don't know.
All right. Steve says no. Go ahead, Steve.
If NBC had any brains, they'd put Tracy Millman on. But Stern fans will be able to hear Happy Hour. Get this, Happy Hour with Tracy Millman on Howard 101 next Monday at 7 Eastern.
Is that right?
Tracy admitting she's nervous about doing the show, but the bellowing, ball-busting blowtorch of the Stern Show declaring if anyone sends Benji Bronk into her studio, she'll have to kill him on the air.
Wow.
Fans of Tracy seeking her judgment on particular conflicts can email their questions to her for next Monday's show to Howard 100 News at Sirius-Radio.
I didn't even know this. Tracy has agreed to do a show.
Yes, Happy Hour with Tracy Millman.
Happy Hour. You. Okay. Tracy can yell, man. She makes Gilbert's wife look like an angel. She can yell at a man and reduce him in 2 seconds. Well, I'm going to tune in. I'm anxious to hear Tracy.
Absolutely.
What else you got?
And will the CBS executive who yearns to sit on the bus next to Ashley Dupre make it to the Great White Way? Vinnie Favale's improbably powerful musical Hereafter, gearing up for performances in New York and maybe L.A. Fan reaction. Fan reaction to this unlikely creation building. Vinny reporting he got a nice email from Beth Stern about his music.
Yeah, well, she thinks it's, she writes nice emails, but everyone's laughing at Vinny.
Wait, she heard his music?
No, but he invested $70,000 of his own dollars into his Broadway musical.
I got to tell you. I think he's onto something here.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean?
It's incredible.
You love it.
I think it's really impressive.
Really?
Yeah. You got to hear it.
All right. What else?
Gilbert loves his own laugh.
Yes.
This is interesting, too.
All right. right. And what else do you have?
And colon replacement surgery for underdog lady Suzanne Muldown.
Oh, no.
Shuley reports the same surgeon who so skillfully removed her colon in the fall will reportedly reverse the procedure soon. All this said to be a result of an infected cat bite that caused underdog lady severe diarrhea last fall.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. Our prayers are with underdog lady,
Yeah.
right, Gilbert?
A cat scratched
her, and she got infected, and then they removed her colon?
Yes.
Wow. But also, she hasn't been eating well. I mean, she hasn't been taking good care of herself.
I confess, Shuley is the expert on this story.
Okay. Fair enough.
It full time.
Gilbert, I don't have any other details. I know you're a fan of underdog ladies.
Well, I'm not a fan of cats anymore.
Right. All right. What else you got?
Stern News, 877-H100-TIP, or email howard100news@sirius-radio.com.
Well, based on this article for American Ways magazine, Robin certainly has her colon. All right, let's get to John Hine. Johnny, come on. Tell us what's going to happen on the wrap-up show today at 11 o'clock or as close as you can get to it.
Well, Howard, Herschel Walker is in fantastic shape, and the almost Jesus-like former football star is preparing for his first MMA fight, which he's doing for the competition and not for the money.
Right.
We'll talk about Herschel and if there's anything that he possibly does wrong in his life, how his multiple personalities came from being bullied in school, and his competitive nature drove him to try Russian roulette 6 times, how he experienced the difficulty that great athletes have getting out of the zone when they're not on the field, and was Robin or Howard more taken by the man who can't remember when he won the Heisman Trophy?
All right.
Plus, Conan needs a better lawyer, and Howard relates to NBC screwing talent over. Howard gets some great birthday gifts, including a necklace from Beth. J.D. gets some advice on the best way to handle Ashley Dupre. Hitler has a better shot at replacing Simon Cowell on American Idol than Howard does.
Right.
Jason looks for an illness to take advantage of Jersey's new medical marijuana law.
Right.
Gilbert speaks fondly of Child 1 and Child 2 and remains unaffected by anyone he encounters in his life.
Right.
A reporter is here for Robin's American Way article, and Howard suggests shitting on a plane stories, while Gilbert recommends a piece on her vagina, and anything else that happened today we'll talk about on Reddit.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks, John. Can't wait to tune in for that. I'll tell you that. Robin, it's time now for you to shine.
Oh, Robin, with my sack.
Yeah.
And run your tongue along my sweaty crack.
Yeah.
I'll shove it down your throat and make you quack. Turn you around, quarter past the time.
An ass attack.
How dare you?
My nuts are hairy 'cause I never shave.
I see a reporter writing. Bad sign, he's singing along.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He's dancing.
A fan of the Robin song?
He's moonwalking.
Penis, penis, penis. I want my penis. Penis, penis, penis. Any dick will do. Penis, penis, penis. I want my penis. Gilbert is
Put that on the airline music channel. All right, Robin, it's time for news. And Gilbert, I ask that you be serious.
Yes. Oh,
That's right.
Thank you.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Well,
Serious.
Fred inspired me. I wanted to look at who was born on your birthday, January 12th.
Right.
And some really interesting people were born on that day.
Rush
John
Limbaugh.
Hancock.
Oh, John Hancock.
The biggest signature on the Constitution or
January 12th?
Declaration of Independence
Cock.
is
Yes.
he was born on January 12th.
Right.
Swami Vivekananda, an Indian philosopher, was
Yes.
born on January 12th, as well as Jack London, the author of what book, Howard?
Jack London was Werewolves of London. Am I right, Gilbert?
Kidding me?
Yes. Jack London. What was the book, Robin?
Call of the Wild.
Oh, yes. Gilbert, you read that?
Oh, yes. Yes, it
You
was
like it,
brilliant.
you know.
Brilliant book.
Yeah, it was good.
Gilbert thought it was about urinating.
Urinating in the woods.
Yeah.
Tex Ritter, the country singer.
Right.
Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, as you
Yes.
said before. Kreskin was born on your birthday.
I told you that.
Along with Joe Frazier. We forgot
Right.
Joe Frazier.
Smoking Joe. We love him.
Kirstie Alley, Rush
Curtsy.
Limbaugh.
Rush Limbaugh.
Drew Pearson, the football player. Rob Zombie.
Yes.
And also Heather Mills,
Uh-huh.
the woman who totally embarrassed Paul McCartney by
Yes.
marrying him and then taking half his fortune.
Yes. A lot of people born on January 12th are embarrassing people.
And Zach De La Rocha of that rock group Rage Against the Machine.
Right. Yes, Ralph, you're on the air.
Also Joe Quesada, editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics.
That's right. I did
Is that right?
Yes, I wrote Joe a note, and he wrote me.
Yes. Hey, you said Underdog Lady got sick from a cat?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Like, Underdog's cat, the nemesis is a cat.
Right.
And that's what took her down.
That is
right?
weird. That's right.
I don't know Underdog that well.
Yeah, well,
she's a dog. Dog versus cat.
That's true.
Right. All right, Ralph. Very good observation.
I thought there may be a cartoon cat that he had as a nemesis.
There is irony in that a cat was the enemy of the dog.
Underdog.
Right.
Very much so. Thank you. Goodbye.
Good. All right.
Thank you for pointing that out.
I find that very interesting. Robin, what else?
A Bangladeshi cab driver here in New York City is being praised for returning over $21,000 lost by a visitor from Italy.
Yeah. We're always so shocked by people's honesty.
I know. When people do something...
Yes.
Especially when I'm here.
Right.
Yes.
You would never return $21,000.
No.
I know you. Right. I would never trust you with money.
The 72-year-old woman left her purse in the taxi on Christmas Eve. Now, what a heartwarming story.
Right.
It contained traveling money for her and her relatives. Police told them not to get their hopes up about finding it, but the cabbie drove about 50 miles to Long Island after he found an address in her handbag. No one was home, so he left his phone number, and later he drove back and returned the money.
Wow.
Yeah. 28-year-old Bangladeshi cab driver who said he's an observant Muslim and could not accept even a reward offered after returning the money to the grateful owner.
They're shocked by that, huh, Gilbert?
Could I accept the award?
On his behalf?
Yes.
Remember a while back we were talking about this woman who was accusing David Copperfield, the magician, of rape?
Yes, I never believed it.
To an island he has and then assaulting her?
Right.
Oh, no.
Yes. Is that your fantasy, Gilbert?
Yes.
That you're David Copperfield and you can lure a woman into an island? Yes. Yeah, he was found innocent, wasn't he?
Copperfield has been...
he tried to Copperfield, thank you.
Cleared by prosecutors in Seattle. They are ending the rape investigation. It's being reported the woman who made the sexual assault allegations against him is under investigation for alleged prostitution in a Seattle suburb.
See? Gilbert, you got to be so careful when you're with a woman.
Hey, Bendy, you want a Bendy on this?
This is, I think, why Gilbert got married. He said, you know, it's too dangerous out there. I'm settling on one woman.
Gilbert was tired of all the rape allegations.
Yes. No, this one sounded like bullshit.
Gilbert, have you ever had purely consensual sex? Is it always a degree of forcing yourself upon a woman?
The unidentified woman claimed Copperfield raped her 2 years ago at his home in the Bahamas. It's not clear if the government ended its investigation of the illusionist after learning of the Bellevue case. But Bellevue police say a local man alleges the woman recently tried to extort $2,000 from him in exchange for sex.
Yeah, well, I feel bad for David Copperfield. That's something to be accused. And that woman should really be ashamed because it ruins it for women who actually need to go.
If she's the kind of woman who's extorting money from many people, I don't think she's going to be ashamed.
Right, well.
Meanwhile, you know, this was a big headline.
Thank God magic will go on.
Oh, yes.
You love magicians, don't you?
I feel bad for David Copperfield because this was a big story. You know, the tabloids were covering it. And
it's going to hurt his dating. Women are he could still be tagged with that. You know, women will be like, uh-oh, that's that guy.
That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
It's a big story, and the story of him being, the investigation being dropped is just a little story.
But Lance Burton's still a rapist, isn't he?
Oh, stop.
Yeah. Who?
That's another magician.
No, but he is not, right?
No.
Yeah, of course. So you're trying to make a joke.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Trying very badly.
Yes.
Horrible joke.
To make a joke.
Right, at someone else's expense. All right.
New Yorkers are trying to reach out to their loved ones in Haiti. Did you hear what happened to that island nation?
Yes.
It doesn't have enough problems. You know, like Haiti's always hit with hurricanes. It's a
Haiti's
poor
a horrible
island,
place. And
you know, unstable governments, you know, dictatorial rule for years, raping the country. Why is rape so funny to you? And then last night, it was hit with an earthquake that measured 7.0 on the Richter scale. The 7.0 magnitude quake hit roughly 10 miles southeast of the capital of Port-au-Prince. At least dozens of shock waves, aftershocks, have been felt. They even suspected that it might cause a tsunami down there. Oh, my goodness, Gilbert. Here's a Brooklyn City Councilman, Matthew Eugene.
A lot of Gilbert's laughter is from discomfort.
Oh, yes. One of the, what is he sitting on?
No, it's because I feel so sad.
What is he?
And I cover it.
Sitting on a tack? What's going on?
Okay.
Yes.
This councilman represents one of the largest Haitian communities in the nation in Brooklyn's East Flatbush area.
All right.
And
do you have a Flatbush?
Oh, shut up.
Could you write about that in American Way magazine?
He's doing what he can to help from afar. 1-8.
All right, 1-8.
We all know that Haiti was already facing struggle and difficulties. And to see that right now, Haiti going through this catastrophe, this is hard. This is tough. This is a big blow.
I'll tell you, I'm already frightened right here. I ain't going there. Pete, you're on the air in Tarrytown, New York. Tarrytown.
Howard, how are you? I love all you guys. Just
Thanks,
a real
Pete.
quick question for you.
Sure.
Long and short story, you have a comic genius in your studio. He is my favorite guest of all time. And
Gilbert.
Gilbert, by far.
Yes.
And in the beginning, it sounded like you were forcing the interview. I'm not telling you how to do your job, but just give you a quick suggestion. Stick him right into the news. He is the absolute possible best thing that ever happened to your show. Gilbert, I'd marry you if I was gay.
Well, you feel
we like that discomfort that we have when we...
What are you, a homo? Oh!
Pete, you feel I'm doing a bad job with Gilbert?
At the beginning, it sounded forced, Howard. I've been listening to you since I was 13 on the bus going to Catholic school. My driver let me listen to you,
right.
And we loved you every second. This is the only time I've ever gotten through since then. I'm 40, and I love you, and I love Gilbert.
Gilbert, I apologize. I didn't know I was doing such a bad job.
Yeah, you really hurt me before.
Yeah.
That was the beginning.
And this could hurt me professionally.
Maybe you just shouldn't work
There's a
together.
reporter here from American Way magazine. I don't need that getting in the article.
He could give you a bad review.
Yeah, and then that happens, it all just spirals downward.
I love you all. You guys are the best, and please bring back Jackie. He's great.
All right, thank you.
I question your judgment now.
Whoa, hold on. Bring back the HOWARDSTERN song, and I'll donate money to you.
All right, thank you.
Take care, guys.
Wow. He likes Jackie and you.
Yes.
He has good taste.
Yeah.
Let's go to other subjects, Robin.
Well, I was just going to tell you that the New York City Mayor, Michael Bloomberg, says his thoughts and prayers are with all New Yorkers who have family and loved ones in the affected area. I was actually sort of affected by this. My driver is Haitian and has family there.
Why don't you go to Haiti and do a relief mission? I mean, I know you're going to Guatemala. Did you know about this? Robin's going to Guatemala to help them.
Just to get away from Gilbert. Guatemala.
Will you fly in American Airlines to Guatemala?
I don't know that American Airlines flies to Guatemala, but I do use that airline
well, the reporter would know.
You don't know?
How much does it cost for extra luggage?
All right, Robin.
Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is promising immediate U.S. aid for Haiti following that devastating quake. Here she is, 1-7.
I mean, if you think shitting in airplanes is tough, wait till you try to shit in Guatemala. You would never go to Guatemala, would you?
No. So you're going to be like Bob Hope? Well,
there's no war there.
All right, what number, Robin?
1-7.
1-7. It's Hillary Clinton.
The United States is offering our full assistance to Haiti and to others in the region. We will be providing both civilian and military disaster relief and humanitarian assistance.
Buildings collapsed and people were trapped under the rubble. They are having trouble communicating with people on the ground there, but we are getting pictures of the area now, and it even toppled the presidential palace.
You know, it's your news doesn't sound that professional when you have a guy laughing. Well, they are at their weakest point, and this would be the time to attack if we wanted to take over. There's nothing to take over.
Could you give me a list of everyone who died so I could tell people?
You're having that urge to speak again?
All right, Robin, anything else?
I didn't know this, but Vermont, there are some people in Vermont that want to secede from the United States.
That's been going on for a while.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
They think that it's the end of days for the empire. That's what they're calling the United States, these people who want to remove themselves from the United States. And they feel that Vermont could lead the way by calling it quits with America.
Wow. Imagine that.
Their participation in being a part of the country is not working for them, and they want a fresh start again with a real democracy.
And they'd set up their own president and everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
They'd have an elected government, and representation, they say, would really be democratic, unlike what they think is going on here.
They said they don't want to be in a country where they make Gilbert Gottfried a celebrity. They want nothing to do with it. In a way I understand.
So, yes,
That's right.
Even some people running for government agree that Vermont should be its own independent country.
I think Sarah Palin's husband is like one of those guys who wants Alaska to secede from the United States.
Yeah, I read that during the time that she was on the campaign trail, that
So
they tried
nutty.
to downplay it.
I mean, that's just nutty. I wish they would let those people secede. See how well they do on their own.
Well, they'd want favorable trade agreements.
Sure. Well, I'm not giving them one.
Americans are giving Barack Obama a split decision on his first year in office, according to a national poll just released. 48% of people questioned in a CNN Opinion Research Corporation survey said Obama's presidency has been a failure so far. But 47% of respondents said the year has been a success. So I guess it depends on if you support him or dislike him, how you vote. But the president's sort of in a 50-50 situation with his approval for his first year by the American public.
Let's go around the room and find out who thinks the president is doing a good job. First, we'll go to Fred. Fred?
He is doing a good job. He had a really full plate. And I think he's really trying to do, extend himself and get the economy in order, the health care in order, and the world wars in order.
All right, that is one vote in favor of Obama. Now I turn to Gilbert Gottfried. Gilbert?
What, you mean the nigger?
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Wow.
Well, I'm just trying to make sure I get the facts straight.
God, that's very offensive.
You know who the president is.
I know you want to be funny, but that's crazy.
That's not going to get you an American way.
Yeah. They're not doing an article on you. You love racial humor.
Yes, in American way. Can you just say African American? Yes.
Clean it up for us.
I'm not going to ask you because you're obviously not going to answer in a serious manner. Robin?
Do you have an opinion about how the country is being run?
Yes.
But you won't tell us, right?
You're keeping it to yourself. Okay.
Yeah,
I think the results have been mixed. I have been a little disappointed in the president because of his overemphasis on health care and not working on some of the other problems of the country.
I believe. So is that a yes? Oh, so it's a mixed answer?
Yeah.
So you're not. So are you giving him a more positive or negative review?
I would say I'm right at neutral.
Neutral.
Yeah.
I'm positive, except I really dislike adding more troops to the policy with Afghanistan. Gilbert?
Yes.
So I'm still positive, but, and I know he's trying hard, but there should not have been more troops.
There shouldn't be no more troops in Afghanistan.
Oh, boy.
Yes. Well, hello there. I was going to have some more soldiers in Afghanistan. Holy mackerel.
Who's he doing an imitation
That's
of?
supposed to be President Obama.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
That's not possible. Maybe that's what Harry Reid was talking about. He can have a Negro dialect when he wants to.
Let's go to the reporter who's doing the story on Robin.
Okay.
Kiernan.
Kieran.
Oh, Kieran. Yeah. Baba Booey wrote down Kiernan.
I did not.
Then who wrote it?
That's Jason wrote that down. Robin gave me that name.
No, I gave you Kieran.
I was stoned. I just wrote down what she wrote.
All right. Kieran, what do you think? Is President Obama doing a good job?
I kind of have mixed feelings, too.
Are you positive or negative?
I would say I'm pretty in the middle as well.
Middle?
Yeah.
This is some group. All right.
Bullshit!
What is it, Mark?
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey, Gilbert's a great way to take our mind off Artie.
You like Gilbert?
See, he's fucking fantastic. But that caller is right. You went into it saying you're going to hold him back.
Hold him back?
Hold him back? I'm not going to hold him back. How can I control him?
There you go.
Fuck you.
Thank you. Why are people blaming me for the Gilbert interview?
I think that when we question Gilbert, we try to get something out of him about his feelings on things. It appears to be an uncomfortable interview, but we don't mind that discomfort.
Go fuck yourself. Hey, you got one more question?
We love Gilbert being uncomfortable.
At what point, if something happens to you, at what point would you want Beth to pull the plug?
But what?
Oh, like if you were on life support and there was no possibility of your surviving?
Well, listen, if I wasn't functioning...
Well, I mean, let's say you could talk, meaning you could still do the show.
Yeah.
But, you were some...
I don't know what that means. That's ridiculous. If I wasn't functioning as a human being, I would want... What kind of thing
wait a
is that?
minute. If you were, like, say, Stephen Hawking...
Yeah, if I was Stephen Hawking, I'm fucked. Pull the plug. Go ahead, Tom. Yeah, Tom. No, Tom.
Howard, how are you?
Hey.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Hey, Gilbert just bringing the show to a screeching halt. I mean, he's going through some bullshit, and this guy's not even... he got the decency to be a little bit courtesy about him, and then chopping up the president the way he's doing.
Yeah. Joe, but why did you chop up the president? I mean, you lost a lot of people with that.
Political reasons.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, he makes everyone laugh, but come on, give the guy a chance. I mean, especially for Artie. I mean, this guy...
He has no heart.
He doesn't feel anything.
It's like a vampire. All right.
He is a vampire.
Right.
I read Artie's book. It's a great book, and it's a great... You guys got a great show, and...
Artie's bail...
Knock it off.
As soon as the tragedy hits, Gilbert shows up right here.
Yes.
All right, Steve, go ahead.
Because I'm a vampire.
Yes, you are.
I don't care about Artie. I don't care if Artie dies and becomes one of the living dead. If he sleeps in a coffin during the day and rises at night to drink the blood of the living...
All right. Gilbert cares, but Dracula Gottfried doesn't care. Right? Steve, yes.
Howard?
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, man? Listen, I just smoked 2 ounces of that medical marijuana.
Yeah.
And Gilbert's the funniest he's ever been.
You got to be high as a kite. Well, Gilbert is funny.
Yeah, but he's been great today, man. I got to tell you.
Yeah, absolutely. See Gilbert Gottfried tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at Caroline's on Broadway in Manhattan. For tickets, go to carolines.com. And what is the other thing you're hawking?
Gilbert Gottfried, Sturdy Jokes, DVD, CD, gilbertgottfried.com.
Right.
How many of those would you say you've sold?
About 3.
Yeah. He was expecting a big hit.
Yeah.
Yes.
He spoke to Artie, and Artie had a big hit, so he figured he was going to have a hit. All right, let's go.
Once he saw how badly my DVD went, he tried to kill himself.
Oh, dear.
Oh, come on. That's outrageous. All right, let's go to Robin with more news.
Well, the late-night wars have really heated up, and Conan O'Brien has now said to NBC he refuses to participate in the destruction of the beloved Tonight Show by moving it to 12 midnight. Or after. So he is resigning his post.
Right.
Basically. And now NBC is saying that as of the start of the Winter Olympics, Jay Leno will no longer be on prime time.
Right.
And I suppose they haven't announced that if they're going to now give him back the Tonight Show, have they?
No, I don't think anything's been announced.
But that's what you assume will be happening.
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing is,
Gary?
What is it, Gary? Gary has something.
An answer's coming. No, there's a report kicking around now on one of these gossip sites on the web saying that Jay is considering leaving.
Wow.
That says that he's thinking about leaving, that he's upset at the network's fumbling of the late-night schedule, that they've treated him poorly, and they made him look like the bad guy.
Right, they did.
And the only reason that sounds interesting is because if they throw him out of the 10 o'clock time slot, like John said earlier, his contract's done.
Right.
So he could go over to Fox or do whatever he wants.
So Conan's going to leave. Jay's going to leave.
If Conan and Jay left, how crazy would that be for NBC?
That'd be wild.
Jimmy Fallon moves up?
Jimmy Fallon moves into 11:30, and that's it.
Carson Daly moves to 12:30.
And they're all
And
set.
then like a guy in the street moves to 1:30.
And they lose everything. Wow.
Holy mackerel.
Now, that's something I wouldn't have predicted.
Yeah.
Jay and Conan are going to leave. Boy, that'd be something. All right, Robin, what else is in the news?
So anyway, Conan right now still on the air, and he's taking pot shots at the network when he does his monologue. 1-4.
NBC says that they are planning to have the late-night situation worked out before the Winter Olympics start. That's what they said, yeah. And trust me, when NBC says something, you can take that to the bank. They're good people.
Was it painful for you to hear another comedian?
Oh, yes.
Yes, I'm sorry. I apologize.
You know what? Next time you're here, I'm just doing comedian after comedian after comedian. A bill that would legalize pot for pleasure has been approved by a California State Assembly Committee.
Right.
It would regulate and tax marijuana sales in California. Here's a Democratic assemblyman whose name is Tom Amiano, who says his bill will regulate the drug. 1-5.
Drug dealers do not ask for ID. We need to regulate something that has gone chaotic, has resulted in carnage.
So he's going to try to rein in what's going on in California with the medical marijuana laws. The bill calls for a $50 per ounce tax on marijuana sold for recreational use.
Were you ever a pot smoker?
Oh, yes.
You were?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You don't still smoke, do you?
No, not for decades.
Why'd you give it up?
It was one of those things where, like, you start to feel incredibly happy for about 3 seconds, and then I go, what am I so happy about?
Right.
And then I get depressed.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Did you find you got paranoid as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you stopped?
Yeah, I felt like if I was sitting in a room, everybody was staring at me.
Yeah. Well, they were.
Yeah, they were.
Believe me. No one can take their eyes off you. All right, Robin.
Well, opponents of the bill include a coalition of law enforcement groups. 1-6.
All right.
Now I do crystal meth.
The legalization of marijuana will only increase the challenges facing us, and even more importantly, the legalization of marijuana will impact the levels of safety and service we provide to the community.
When you smoked, Gilbert, did you find yourself becoming insensitive and emotionless? Did you lose your empathy for others? Okay. Robin?
Yes. Well, that has a long way to go. It was just an assembly committee that passed that
It'd be something,
pleasure
though.
law.
I think it'd be great. I really do. I don't. What is the big deal, right? Legalize it. Who cares?
Yes.
Tax it. Make some money with it.
$50 an ounce or something they were talking about as a tax? That's a heavy-duty tax.
People will pay it.
Wow.
They love it.
Prominent Los Angeles attorney Gloria Allred is suing NBA star Shaquille O'Neal on behalf of Hawaiian Tropic model who alleges harassment. Allred revealed that during a 5-year relationship with O'Neal, Vanessa Lopez thought she was pregnant with his child in September of 2009. 1-1.
I was never frightened or scared of Shaquille O'Neal before September 29th, 2009. My life has changed so much because of what I had to endure since then.
All right.
And she's not reading that.
No.
She claims she's being hounded by O'Neal and is constantly looking over her shoulder in fear.
Is your name Vanessa Lopez? And what do you do for a living?
Sue.
Oh, you sew?
No, sew.
Yes, it is. So you do so.
You guys really have it worked out.
You guys need to rehearse.
I was trying to be litigious.
You're regular Abbott and Costello. All right, yes.
Well, toward the end.
Right. The senile Abbott and Costello.
Yes, after Abbott's epilepsy.
I failed to mention this earlier in the week, but Vice President Biden's mother died last week.
Gilbert. What's wrong with you? Have you no shame?
Terrible. She was 92 years old.
And certainly you had. Do you miss your parents?
Do you still have parents?
No one knows.
In the funeral for his mother, the vice president said she was strong and inspirational. 1, 2.
She taught her children, grandchildren, and her great-grandchildren that you are defined by your sense of honor and you are redeemed by your loyalty.
She must be educated.
The president and the first lady attended the funeral in Wilmington, Delaware.
Okay.
Is this where the fumicle procession's been located?
Oh, God.
All right.
I'm a little bit... I don't know if I should play this or not, but it's out there. The Casey Johnson 911 recording was released by the Los Angeles authorities.
That's bad stuff.
She was the Johnson & Johnson heiress.
Yeah, her mom found her, right?
I think it was a friend.
Oh, a friend. Oh, but I didn't hear this. I know what I heard. I heard the Brittany Murphy's mom's 911 call.
Oh, I didn't.
And that was, that was on the internet. I couldn't listen to that for more than 3 seconds, man. That is so depressing. I mean, it's this woman, she finds her daughter dead. And
in a shower,
and she, and you're listening to this. Why is it that the 911 calls have to be released to the public? I mean, I'm fascinated by them.
They're part of the public domain because it was released by Los Angeles authorities.
Right, they have to. You have to release the night. And I wonder if it keeps people from calling 911. Like,
no.
Listen, I'm famous. Let's say I find someone laying on the floor dead. I'm like, wait a second. I don't want to be on the radio goofing on people goofing on me. I'm not calling 911.
Wait a minute. We have someone here we can ask personally, remember? Gilbert didn't call.
Right. Gilbert was afraid of the media attention, right? You had collapsed from appendicitis, and you would not call 911. The paparazzi. You were
afraid of it being splashed all over the papers?
Then Gilbert called me 3 months later and said, I can't believe no one's covering this. Could somebody send me a card?
The funniest thing, one time I remember talking to Mike Walker from the Inquirer.
Yes.
And he said, like, they've got dirt on everybody.
Right.
And I said, you have any dirt on me? And he goes, yes. And I said, how come it's never been printed? He goes, well, nobody cares about you.
Why did you think that 911 was going to release your tape?
No, I've certainly learned my lesson.
Right.
You'll make that call from
because everyone said to me, listen, Gilbert's trying to keep this quiet. He doesn't want paparazzi.
Gilbert's appendix burst because he didn't call.
And then 3 weeks later, like, everyone was like, no one is reporting on Gilbert. Could somebody... I think you called Page 6 to tell them you were in the hospital.
I could shoot the president, and they wouldn't have my name in the paper.
Anyway, do you want me to play this?
Yeah,
All
1, 3.
Think she's passed away?
I'm pretty sure. She's ice cold, and her hands are turning blue. I have 2 other people here with me, and we all think she's dead.
Wow.
Yeah, well, the Brittany Murphy's mom one is really awful.
Well, that's a little longer, I think. This is only 7
that goes on. They're trying to revive her. But, man, I couldn't handle that.
Yeah.
That's too private. What else you got there, Robin?
Ellen DeGeneres speaking out about the fact that Simon Cowell will be leaving American Idol after this season.
Now, was she on the show last night?
No, she won't be. They had guest judges sitting in Paula Abdul's absence until Ellen DeGeneres was able to join the show.
Last night was Posh.
Posh Spice?
Posh Spice.
Yeah. I like her.
I didn't think she looked so great.
Really? I thought she looked good, and I usually don't like her looks.
I don't love the way she looks.
Yeah. I thought she looked like a zombie.
Well, here's Ellen DeGeneres from her show talking about Simon Cowell's announcement. 2-2.
All right.
Simon Cowell just announced that he's leaving Idol. This will be his last season, and he announced he's leaving on my first day. I'm trying not to take it personally.
You probably don't like comedians like Ellen DeGeneres.
No.
You like edgy comedians.
Yes.
Yeah. She's too mainstream for you. Yes. You like people who take risks.
Yeah.
She says she's very, very, very sad to see Cowell go, and
notes that he made the show what it is.
Right.
She will be joining later in this season.
Right.
A couple of movies coming out. This Book of Eli with Denzel Washington and Gary Oldman looks intriguing to me in the trailers, but I really don't know what it's about.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Here's Gary Oldman saying that the film is like a post-apocalyptic Western.
I read Eli, and I thought it was like a Western. It reminded me of a Western that was like a sort of post-apocalyptic Western without horses, with like armoured trucks and maybe my...
Ay, what a boy.
I don't think he takes himself too seriously.
Not at all. Wow.
It was like a Western. I read it like a Western. It seemed like it was a Western.
That's what he kept saying. Yes. It was sort of a post-apocalyptic Western.
But in my way of thinking, it was more like a Western.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable quote. I mean, what is this?
I read Eli, and I thought it was like a Western. It reminded me of a Western that was like a sort of
retarded, a post-apocalyptic
The hotel I stayed at was a Western.
It was a best Western. Apocalyptic Western without horses, with like armoured trucks and
like a Western.
Did I mention it was like a Western?
And it had armoured trucks.
Trust me, if this guy put up his own money to promote this for this movie, he'd snap too and stop being so artsy and start talking like a regular person.
So now he can afford to go. But it was like a Western.
Oh, he's an artist. You see,
yes.
he doesn't think like the rest of us. It's a Western in my mind.
There's no horses.
With the horses on the trucks, it was.
They have horses in Westerns.
I once saw a Western where they had horses and Indians.
I saw John Wayne in a Western.
In a Western. Western. What kind of thing is that? I mean, he's promoting a film, trying to make some sense. I can see why Gilbert's getting upset.
I still don't know what the Book of Eli is about, but it looks
like
a
Western. It's the Western. For God's sakes, it's a Western.
Why can't you follow?
Why aren't you listening? It's like a Western.
When you did your films, you've been in movies. I mean, it was hard for you to take the film seriously, right? A lot of actors with their thoughts. It's hard.
Did they sit around the set talking like this?
Well, How to Be a Player was like a Western.
But you were in Problem Child, weren't you?
Problem Child 3.
Yeah.
It was more like a Western.
In your mind.
Yes.
All right. Anything else, Robin?
Yeah, Sybil Shepherd's son in a little bit of trouble.
Oh, my.
Cyrus Zachariah Shepard Oppenheim.
It's a name you'd find in a Western.
Except it's not a Western.
The 22-year-old son of actress Sybil Shepherd was arrested yesterday at Philadelphia Airport for allegedly trying to rob sleeping passengers.
Wow. Seems like she'd be a great mom.
Well, that's not the name you give to someone you think is going to be robbing sleeping.
Sounds more like royalty, that name. Right.
Shepard Oppenheim, who was accused of stealing money, a digital camera, and a leather cosmetics bag and another piece of luggage, was charged with 2 counts of theft.
Yeah.
And our governor's son.
Yeah, this kid's like 15. Trouble. The governor's son embarrassed him.
15-year-old son was taken into custody after he was caught shooting dice and holding someone else's cash card.
Kind of a cool kid, though. No one shoots dice anymore.
Oh,
where do you find people to shoot dice?
Yeah.
Like when my dad was a teenager, they'd shoot dice on the street. The governor's son is shooting dice. I hear he's a pool shark, too. This kid's retro.
Alex Patterson is a student at Beacon High School on 61st Street.
Shooting dice.
Maybe he thought he was in a Western.
They were Western dice.
They spotted him and 4 of his pals shooting craps on Amsterdam Avenue near the school and asked for IDs.
What kids today even know how to shoot craps?
It's old school. They're bringing it back.
I picture the whole thing in black and white.
Yeah, that's wild.
They were all in sailor outfits.
Haven't these kids heard of an iPhone? Shooting craps.
Did they pitch pennies, too?
That's so degenerate.
The boys won't have to go to court, but the juvenile reports will stay on their report or their records until they turn 17, according to the police.
After a great glass of pop and stickball, they went out and shot dice.
They're like the Bowery Boys.
Yeah. Hey, Satch.
Oh, Chief.
That's some chief.
Oh, you don't sound FBI men were here. They think that you're the bank robbers. Oh, Louie. Oh.
That's pretty good. Yeah, who was that old guy who used to always be...
That was Louie the candy store owner.
Yeah, that's who it was. Louis what?
Yeah, Louis Dabrowski. Yes.
Satch's father in real life.
You're kidding.
Bernard Gorcey.
Yeah, Louis was the guy who was always afraid the boys were getting into trouble. But he helped the boys.
But the police think that you're the gangsters. Oh, we gotta make a run for it.
Satch.
Yeah, it was Leo Gorcey was what do they call it? Yes, Satch. Leo Gorcey was Satch.
And who was the leader guy?
Yeah, he was the leader.
He was the leader.
Yeah, Hunts Hall.
Oh, Hunts Hall was the goofy one.
He was the real magic.
And Bernard Gorcey was Leo Gorcey's father.
Yeah.
He was
Louis. 3 people know what we're talking about.
I got to get it right. Hunts Hall was Satch.
Right.
And Leo Gorcey was Slip Mahoney.
Oh, okay, yes.
Slip.
And their names, the names of them changed, not the characters' names, but it would be like the East Side Kids, the Bowery Boys.
Must have been legal entanglements. They had to keep changing their names. Horrible movies.
I remember they would show those in the afternoon, like, every day.
Yeah. And I watched every one of them.
Oh, they were great.
I loved
right
them.
after you came home from school, you had to tune in.
Yeah, Bowery Boys. They don't play those anymore.
No, that's...
Every once in a while you can catch them on AMC or something like
and
that.
The Bowery Boys were bad. They would shoot dice. They could hang out with They would shoot dice with the governor's son.
I'm shooting dice. But they're gonna arrest you for shooting dice. Oh, I'm gonna get arrested.
I wonder if the governor's son plays marbles, too. You know?
And it was Leo Gorcey who would do that, like, Norm Crosby kind of thing before Norm Crosby.
That's right.
Yes.
So
like twisting the words up.
Ripped him off.
I don't know.
What else is in the news?
Beyonce has announced that she's going to take some time off. She's been working really hard. And so she has announced that she's going on hiatus.
Well, I'd love to make that announcement.
That's her New Year's resolution.
That's great to make
She
that
wrote
announcement.
a contract with herself.
Uh-huh.
She won't go back on tour or set foot in a studio until a few simpler goals have been achieved.
That's what it seems Conan did. He wrote a contract with himself because NBC's not honoring it.
Here's some of the things she's going to honor before she goes back on stage. She wants to go to restaurants.
All right.
Maybe take a class.
Okay.
See some movies and some Broadway shows.
All right.
Of course, she still will appear on the Grammys on January 31st.
Please.
Where she's nominated for 10 awards.
Right.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck?
All right, anything
The
else?
Last Station is a new movie on the life of Leo Tolstoy.
Leo Tolstoy was like a cowboy in a Western.
You said you couldn't get through, what, 2-3 minutes of this? The Last Station?
Yeah, no, I didn't watch that.
Well, Paul
Horrible.
Giamatti co-stars in the drama.
Yeah, I like Paul, you know that, but that movie, man, he's getting into some of those, everyone speaks with a British accent type movies. It's not for me.
Well, Giamatti says the film, which intimately examines Tolstoy's marriage, is really about love, 2-3.
I lasted 3 minutes. It was about Tolstoy's marriage to this woman.
Oh, it sounds exciting.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
I'm like, Spider-Man better show up soon. I'm out of here.
The portrait of marriage in it is a complicated one. And that's true. Everybody's sort of judging off of these two people.
Didn't he play Pig Virus?
Yeah.
What happened? What happened
And
to
now
this
he's
guy?
in a movie with a British accent.
Yeah, he sure is. All right, anything else, Robin?
The Spy Next Door is coming out. It's a new Jackie Chan film for kids.
Yeah, now, on the opposite end of the scale, I can't stand this guy being famous.
Oh, yeah.
Jackie Chan. He can't even speak English. It's not fair.
Well, Catherine Boucher, I guess, is one of the co-stars in the film, and here she talks about fighting Jackie Chan.
It was difficult because it's not it's not something that I've ever done.
It's not my meal, yeah. In a Jackie Chan movie, she's trying to be classy. All right, I don't care.
Another movie I'm very interested in is this movie Legion. It also has some interesting...
Is it a horror movie?
Interesting trailer. It's about God's decision to bring apocalypse to the earth through angels. So it's this war
with man and angel.
Oh.
Oh, not too pretentious.
And one...
I wonder if Satch will be in
One
there.
angel switches sides.
This angel's coming to destroy the earth. Oh, you better watch out about those angels.
Sounds like a Western.
Yeah, and it was like a Western.
With angels.
It has angels, just like a Western.
All right, we'll look forward to
Adrian,
that.
It has Louis the Candy Store owner,
Pelican,
like a Western.
who is one of the stars, and he talks about the film's story.
One day, all these people gather in this diner. Cars break down, whatever, probably more people than they've seen in a long time at once. And
so far, I'm hooked.
At the same time, I'm hooked.
I don't want to hear the whole story. I'll go see the movie. I can't believe Gilbert left a 2-year-old and an 8-month-old alone in an apartment.
Movie.
Yeah. How long were the kids alone in the apartment?
About a day.
Yeah. No big deal.
Yes.
Extraordinary Measures stars Brendan Fraser and Harrison Ford. Here's Brendan talking about Harrison.
Get ready to be bored.
2-9.
2-9.
I would be remiss to not tell you that he singularly was the actor who inspired me.
He's mentally retarded.
To admit to myself and then out loud that I wanted to act, and then I wanted to act in films. Of course.
Everybody's taking themselves a little bit too seriously.
Yeah, that's a big day when you be able to say that.
Right. All right, Robert. Is that it?
And that is what's happening, except that there's going to be a Bachelor spinoff. I don't know if you're going to care about this.
I will.
They're going to put some of the former Bachelor contestants in a house, Big Brother style.
Yes.
And have them compete at different things. And at the end of each show, one person will be eliminated.
Right. Well, I'm not sure.
The first spinoff from The Bachelor.
I hope Groucho's in that house.
Well, it's going to be a show with bachelors. Back in my day, if a person wasn't married, they would refer to him as a bachelor. This would be a man who did not have a wife. So they would say that person is a bachelor. Whereas if they would have a wife, then they would say he's a married man.
Yeah, and Dick Cavett was interested in everything Groucho had to say. Waiting for something profound to come out of the guy.
If he divorced his wife, then he was single.
Right.
That's back in your day. Back in my day.
Right.
He wasn't a bachelor?
He would be a bachelor then.
Really?
Because he was available for dating or for getting married, if he preferred that.
Well, that's what's happening.
And, you know, back in my day, getting married was like a Western. It felt like a Western. And
I used to watch Groucho being interviewed by Dick Cavett, and Dick Cavett really loved Groucho.
Yes.
But Groucho was so old, and Groucho no longer was that funny.
Right.
Then he was the serious Groucho, and he would tell stories about back in the day.
What was great was the outfit, because his glasses were way big.
And he had a golf cap.
And golf cap, sometimes with golf balls on them.
Yes.
It was depressing.
It was so horrible. And I remember he looked like Skinny, but with a pot belly.
And he still had a mustache, but it wasn't great.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was always scared that he wouldn't be able to get through if he was saying a joke.
Yeah. He made you nervous.
Yeah.
You no longer had confidence in Groucho. He was on his last legs. I think he had like a week to live, and Dick Cavett was hanging on his every word, convinced that this was interesting. And it went on way too long, right?
In Western, there would be cowboys.
Yeah.
Because that was years ago when they would make movies about the West. And they called them Westerns. And these were the type of movies that people would buy a ticket and attend the movie. And people would wear cowboy hats because that's the way people dressed in the West.
Yeah.
They would wear cowboy hats and then they fire guns.
And you were waiting for the old Groucho to show up and make a couple of jokes or tell you a really funny story about show business. But and Dick Cavett was convinced this was big. It was sad, actually.
Very.
Didn't Dick Cavett say he was going to jump off a bridge once?
I don't know. I think it was after a Groucho interview.
Somebody panned the Groucho interview.
Yeah. Well, anyway, see Gilbert Gottfried tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at Caroline's on Broadway, Manhattan. It's always great seeing you, Gilbert. And for tickets, go to carolines.com. And, by the way, there is some sort of website where you can contact Gilbert. And
GilbertGottfried.com.
Right, and you can get that fabulous DVD.
Yes.
The one you filmed yourself.
Yeah.
And it's filled with dirty jokes.
And Artie was a creative consultant.
That's true.
So what you do is you tell jokes.
Right. All right, listen, I do want to remind everyone that something is brewing at your neighborhood 7-Eleven. You drink coffee?
Oh, yes.
All right. Visit 7-Eleven stores today and wake up with fresh, hot coffee just the way you like it. Choose from a variety of flavored syrups and creamers, plus marshmallows, sweeteners, and everything else you need to make 7-Eleven your first go-to destination of the morning.
Isn't 7-Eleven your favorite coffee shop?
Only if they give me free coffee and magazines.
No, we were asking Groucho. Don't you love 7-Eleven and coffee? You drink coffee, right?
Well, I would drink a cup of coffee. Back in my day, they would make it in a pot.
Right.
And people would drink coffee hot back then. And sometimes you would put cream in it or milk. There were some people who would add sugar, and they would have sugar and milk in their coffee. Now, there were other people who would drink tea, and the way they'd make tea was they would heat water, and they would take a tea bag, and they would dunk the tea bag into the water, and this would eventually, the tea leaves would flavor the water. And they could also add sugar to tea, which few people knew about.
And there was a stunned look on everyone's face. Because it'd be Dick Cavett and 7 other guests.
Where is this going?
Yeah, and I don't know, Dick was just waiting.
You could drink iced tea also.
Yeah.
They would add ice cubes
to the
hot tea.
All right, look.
And it would be like a Western.
Wake up to the unbelievable feeling of well-being that comes with knowing you have the power to make a completely different cup of coffee every day of the week. No matter how much you...
They didn't have this in Groucho's day.
No. You didn't have 7-Eleven back. You couldn't go in there and have coffee any way you wanted.
Well, they had numbers back then.
Right.
Where, you would say there's 1 and then 2.
Right.
And 3 and 4. They had a lot of numbers.
Right.
And they also had an alphabet.
Sure.
And these would be different letters that could be used to make words.
The most important part of your day is waking up and getting your coffee.
Waking up was something that we did years ago.
You would do that back in your day?
Yes, we would sleep.
Right.
And then when your body felt that it had slept enough, you would wake up.
Listen, coffee, any way you take it, that's the beautiful message of 7-Eleven. A stacked coffee station, total coffee freedom. 2 more reasons your neighborhood 7-Eleven stores will have you saying, oh, thank heaven, Groucho for 7-Eleven. Thank you. Thank you, Groucho Gottfried.
If you bought the Connecticut magazines this month, they have Who Are Connecticut's 50 Hottest Celebrities, the ranking based on standing in their fields, recent accomplishments, and buzz.
Mad Dog Moment.
You were in at 48? 48. And number 50 is Gus Van Sant. He directed Milk. Look at that. You beat him. I beat Gussie Van Sant, baby. Yeah.
It's Christopher Mad Dog Russo. Weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM's Mad Dog Radio. Sirius 123, XM 144.
Catch King Norris opening for West Bruce Jr. and Lang January 28th at the Ridgefield Playhouse, Ridgefield, Connecticut. Check out Scott's Sons Band at myspace.com/emergency now online for more info. Artie's new CD, Jack and Coke, is now available. For info on shows and to purchase CD, go to artie-line.com. Join Ronnie the Limo Driver hosting a super party on the weekend of the big game at Tootsie's, Miami, Friday, February 5th and Saturday, February 6th. For more info, go to Ricks.com. See Sal Governale, Saturday, January 23rd, and Mulcahy's, Wantagh, New York, to honor James McNaughton, an NYPD officer who lost his life in Iraq. Info at horsetoothjackass.com. The new single, Ghost Town, from Richard Christie's band, Charred Walls of the Damned is available now on iTunes. For more information, go to charredwallsofthedamned.com. For Benji stuff, go to bangbangshow.com.
Chào cả mọi người. Hôm nay bên em lại về một chiếc VinFast Fadin, chiếc xe sản xuất 2021. Xe này là xe của Việt Nam sản xuất nhé. Nói chung là đã họ đình đám một thời, tuy nhiên là bây giờ không ngừng sản xuất rồi. Đấy, VinFast Fadin động cơ 1.4 mạnh nhất phân khúc, màu đỏ rất là đẹp. Đấy, biểu tượng VinFast. Và con xe này thì cũng đã bị va quẹt ở phần sườn bên phụ. Đấy.
Bye.